Commissioner Thomas?
Present.
Commissioner Wilson?
Present.
Mayor Bray?
Present. I'm going to ask Commissioner Thomas to do the invocation, and then we'll all remain standing, and we have a special guest tonight, Cub Scout Troop 2470, and they have a little presentation and pledge allegiance they're going to do. So we'll do the invocation first.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together today. Continue to cover us and give us the wisdom to make the best decisions for our city moving forward. We pray it in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Color guard, take your places. Scouts, attention. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard dismissed.
Can we have a hand for that Cub Scout troop? Thank you very much. That was very special. We appreciate all the parents being here, and what a great job. What a great job. Okay, City Manager, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Mayor, we have one addition this evening, and that is for a resolution supporting the Riverport Authority grant application for Riverport West. That'll be added to your agenda as item number 2 and just before the ordinance adoption. And we have one deletion this evening, and due for some conflicts, the Tree Advisory Board presentation will be at our next meeting instead of tonight.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, we have no public comments tonight, and I do have a special guest tonight. I want to introduce Ken Herndon to the group. Ken is a graduate of Lone Oak High School, and he's a self-proclaimed political junkie. He is a councilman in Louisville, and has been involved with politics, most of his life. And I'm going to let him come up, and he and I have gotten to know each other the last year. I'm going to let him come up and tell us about himself and make a few remarks.
Well, first
Ken?
of all, thank you, Mayor Bray, Commissioners, Mr. Manager, Madam Clerk, and everybody. Greetings from upriver. I'm in town this trip to celebrate my mother's 90th birthday, which was yesterday, so I think she's watching, so hello and happy birthday again. Shortly after taking office, as Mayor Bray said last year, I was introduced to Mayor Bray via a mutual friend, and I've gotten to know him since. We first broke bread, or I more accurately should say broke bread pudding waffles at Gold Rush Cafe, which, by the way, if I lived here, would be my satellite office. And we visited often in both in Louisville and here, and I thank you, sir, for the invitation to stop by today. As he said, I've lived in Louisville since 1982, and having graduated from Lone Oak in 1975, our 50th reunion was just last year, and at Murray State in 1979 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, as well as a lifelong interest in politics. It is now my honor to represent the 4th Metro Council District in Jefferson County's merged government. The 4th includes all of Louisville's Central Business District, as well as our original neighborhoods immediately adjacent. Every kind of person who lives in Louisville lives in the 4th District. It is where Louisville was born and is rich in history and diversity. It is the economic engine of Kentucky and welcomes more than 10 million visitors a year who come to drink a lot of bourbon at our distilleries and visit attractions that include the Muhammad Ali Center, the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts, Louisville Slugger Museum and Bat Factory, Louisville Slugger Field, Lynn Soccer Stadium, the KFC Yum Center where the Cards play basketball, the Kentucky Science Center, and the Roots 101 African American Museum, where I've had the pleasure to be the design director for the past 4 years. Paducah and Louisville have much in common. We are both proud river towns. We were both founded by Clarks, us, George Rogers, and you, William. And we are both made up of beautiful, distinct neighborhoods, and we share a love for the arts. In fact, in my early years, I took art classes at the Iser Center, and that's where my budding art career began. I continue to draw upon that background at Roots 101 and in my current office, and I freely, openly admit that I love politics. Like me, I'm sure you've gotten the question, why do you want to be in politics? And we all know that it can be a rough business, but as I'm sure you also know, if done right for the right reasons, it can feed our souls. Margaret Mead said, I'm sorry, you are one of 5, you are but 5 among many, and we are only 26 among many more. As Margaret Mead said, quote, never doubt that a small group of dedicated citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has, and I know that we want to do that for our constituents. We have the unique opportunity and special obligation to do right by our communities. I know that every day you strive to do just that as we do. And if there's ever an opportunity to do that good work together, it would be my pleasure to do so. So thank you again for allowing me to visit, and to you, Mom, happy birthday. Please, but to you all, please know that much of what I have done or will do, so just as much of who I am or will be, is rooted right here in my hometown, and I thank you for letting me share a few minutes with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Very nice. And, you're right. Louisville is very important to the state. It's the largest city in the state. A lot of things happen in Louisville. Of course, the Golden Triangle, Louisville, Lexington, and Frankfort. Louisville, right.
It helps to have marbles in your mouth.
I agree. So it's great to have you, and it's great to have a hometown boy up there making a difference in our largest city. Okay, with that, I'll move to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the Board of Commissioners and will be enacted by one motion and one vote. There's no separate discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. The city clerk will read the items recommended for approval unless a commissioner has something they'd like to pull off separately. Please read the motion.
Approved minutes for the January 16th, 2026 and January 27th, 2026 Board of Commissioners meetings. Received and filed documents, personnel actions, a municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with the International Association of Firefighters in the amount of $45,000 for Fireground Survival Train the Trainer course. A municipal order adopting contract modification number 2 to the contract with Avanti Solutions for the Paducah Sports Park project to purchase a walk-in refrigerator system in the amount of $8,775. A municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute an addendum to the city's agreement with Kistner Eddy Executive Services Incorporated for executive search services related to the Hotel Metropolitan Executive Director position. A municipal order authorizing and directing the city manager to initiate a request for proposals for the City Hall Stabilization Project for design, engineering, and construction administration and inspection. A municipal order accepting the bid of Jim Smith Contracting Company, LLC, for the City of Paducah's 2026 through 2027 street resurfacing program and authorizing the mayor to execute a contract for the same.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Bray?
Aye. We have the first thing on the agenda, which was just added tonight, is a resolution supporting a Riverport West grant application with the state of Kentucky. And Commissioner Wilson, would you like to do the honors of kind of explaining what it is?
Okay, well, yes, there is an effort. The current Riverport is out of space and has a lot of customers that would be able to use a new one if they were able to have more property. So there is a property identified near the Triple Rail Economic Development site. It's about 2 miles from the Department of Energy site. So there is an effort underway to apply for grants through the Federal Department of Transportation. And then it does require a state matching funds for that. So we have identified about 15 million that would be needed from the state matching funds. We have met with our local legislators. They know about this. We're working with it. Of course, they won't be able to commit fully until the session adjourns on April 15th, but we hope that they will. It would probably be a payout over more than just 1 year, maybe 2 years. But this is in support of the McCracken County and the McCracken County Riverport and McCracken County Fiscal Court with the application to apply for the federal grant, or the state matching funds for the federal grant.
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit of context. So the Riverport West is the Riverport right adjacent to the Triple Rail site where we've been promoting that site, as you all know, for many, many years. And so it's going to be critical, depending on who comes in there, if it's a manufacturing site, heavy materials are going to be shipped by river. It's going to be really very convenient to have that port there. The state is already very supportive of it. We've already gotten a design grant, right?
The state did 3.4 million for the design of it. It really, in some ways, is a standalone project because of the need for more capacity for the Riverport, but it is near the Triple Rail site, so hopefully it will, help with that development. The state is putting in an access road to the river, to the Triple Rail site, so everything is building out in that area. Department of Energy, the new companies that are coming there also believe that they will need some Riverport capacity. So the stars are aligned.
Yeah. So
I might say we did have a great meeting. We were in D.C. last week on Monday and Tuesday. We met with the Department of Transportation. We reviewed with them the grants that are being applied for. I think we got very positive response from them. A lot of new information to make sure that we were including in the grant request to make us more competitive. So I just feel like that the opportunity is there. The country is building right now. That is what we've heard multiple times. That is under construction. This is really a project that is shovel ready, almost. They are to that point with the design that we could move very quickly to break ground. It's just getting the funds.
So, any questions from commissioners, Buzz?
So we're applying or recommending that the state fund, is it a 50% match or?
No, I think it's 20%.
15 or 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
15 or 20.
And then where's the other coming from?
So there are 3 grants that we're applying for from the federal government. One is a build grant, similar to what we got for the Riverport.
riverfront.
The other one is a PIDL. It's specific.
PIDP, I think.
PIDP is specific to riverports. The third one, it's called CASI, I'm not sure about it, but it's specific to railroads.
Oh,
So there are
awesome.
3 different grants that would be utilized at 3 different amounts. We know what we might be eligible for with the build. We know what the maximum would be with the one specific for Riverports, and then the railroad has a component as well, because this will be, we want it to also have
Yeah,
rail access.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
So then the state, I believe it's 15 million that we're asking for.
Yeah, that's right.
For the state.
And, really, all systems are go from everything that we can say. We don't know exactly what we're going to get, from the feds, and I guess the state grant would probably be somewhat dependent upon the
Oh,
grants,
yes, if we
the
don't.
federal grants.
Yeah, if we, for some reason, didn't get the federal grants, then we wouldn't get the state.
So we're just trying to coordinate
Gotcha.
all these grant
Okay.
requests at the same time, so.
Thank you.
Commissioner Henderson, you good? Commissioner Thomas, we go good. Okay, I'd ask the city clerk to please read it.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City of Paducah, Kentucky supporting the McCracken County Fiscal Court and the Paducah-McCracken County Riverport Authority and an application to the Commonwealth of Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development under its Government Resources Accelerating Need Transformation Grant Program for matching funds in furtherance of the design and construction of the Riverport West project located in McCracken County, Kentucky.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Bray?
Aye. We have three ordinances we're planned to adopt tonight. The first one has to do with golf carts. We've had a lot of discussions. I'll ask the city clerk to please read it, and then we'll briefly discuss it.
I propose a motion that the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance creating a new article of Chapter 110, Trafficking in Vehicles, for the Code of Ordinances of the City of Paducah, Kentucky, related to golf carts. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance allows golf carts to operate on City of Paducah streets with posted speed limits of 25 miles per hour or less. Golf carts must be inspected by the McCracken County Sheriff's Office, permitted by the Paducah Police Department, insured, and operated only between sunrise and sunset. Operators must hold a valid driver's license, display a slow-moving vehicle emblem, and follow all traffic laws. Golf carts may cross roadways where the speed limit is 35 miles per hour or less, but cannot be driven along those roadways. A $25 permit is required, valid until the golf cart changes ownership. The police department may deny, suspend, revoke permits for safety or compliance violations with appeal rights through the city manager. Exemptions are provided for city-owned golf carts, riverboat tourism shuttles at riverfront, and golf carts used within permitted special events. Violations are misdemeanors punishable by fines of $20 to $500 and/or imprisonment for a period not to exceed 30 days.
So moved.
Second.
So we've had a lot of discussion about golf carts going back, starting before the first of the year. We introduced an ordinance at 35 miles an hour. We definitely got some discussion from folks in the community. We then reintroduced it at 25 miles an hour. We also have discussed the possibility of doing it neighborhood by neighborhood, but that didn't really seem to be manageable. When we got to looking at that in detail. And we believe that this ordinance will serve the purpose that it's intended in those neighborhoods where, people really want to use and utilize golf carts, particularly around golf courses and in neighborhoods that are conducive, to the use of golf carts. And it will put some more pressure on our police department for enforcement. The golf carts will have to be licensed. I've heard lots of reports, multiple reports, we'll put it that way, of underage kids driving golf carts. That's illegal now. It will remain illegal. And it'll have to be enforced, and parents will have to enforce that themselves, and hopefully won't put us in that position. But I believe it's the best thing for the city, and I'd open any discussion for commissioners if you have any.
I think it's fine. I mean, I think that, like you say, it's a lot of the issues or problems we've had have been underage kids driving them, and that's not supposed to be that way then or now. And but the other thing too is they'll have turn signals and all that on them
Right.
too, slow moving signs on them. So I do think it'll be safer probably than some of the things that are being driven by adults on the streets today. So
Yeah, I'm still just a little bit concerned, but I think it's a good move, and I think my heart goes out to the police department, because they're going to have a major deal to work with, make all this work.
Well, let me say this. I hope you're wrong, but time will tell.
Well, and I hope I'm wrong too. Maybe I should have prefaced my statement by saying, I hope I'm
I hope
wrong.
you're wrong too, because I hope it just mainly gets the kids that should not be driving them out of the neighborhoods that are speeding through there. And it stops that and allows the people that want to use them to be able to use them.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
fingers crossed, I
yeah,
guess.
let's keep our fingers and toes crossed.
Yes, sir. I'd ask the city clerk to please call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Mayor Bray.
Aye. I'd ask, this is the second reading of this street name change, and I'd ask the city clerk to please read it.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance renaming Downs Drive as Steve Doolittle Drive. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance authorizes renaming the public street currently known as Downs Drive to Steve Doolittle Drive. The Board of Commissioners finds that the renaming is appropriate, reasonable, and in the public interest in recognition of longstanding public service of Stephen D. Doolittle. This board further directs that all applicable city, county, state, utility, mapping, and emergency service records be updated to reflect the new street name. This action is taken at the formal request of the McCracken County Fiscal Court, owner of the sole address affected by the name change.
So moved.
Second.
So I think all the commissioners except Commissioner Thomas were here 2 weeks ago, and I think you and I have had a chance to discuss it. Do you have any questions about it at all? So you're good to go? Okay. Any thoughts from anybody else? Are we good? No. Okay.
Mayor, just as a point of
Sure,
clarification, we've had some comments in the community, some misunderstanding. This does not affect, only the street name of Downs Drive is the only place that it does affect. And so the Stuart Nelson Park Road will still stay that. Some folks have been concerned because they've seen the state doing some work out on Park Avenue that changes and putting a lane into to the Park Road, Stuart Nelson Park Road. But just for clarification, this name change is only for the Downs Drive. It is not for Nelson Park Road. That remains the same.
It's just from Park Avenue in between the two car
Yeah.
dealerships.
Correct.
The entrance, that entrance
Right.
part
Correct.
only.
Yep.
So I think, thank you for that clarification. I hadn't heard that anybody was concerned, but I'm glad to clarify that. It does not change
I got
Stuart
two
Nelson.
calls myself, and clarified it for them, but thank you for that. Okay, please call roll.
Commissioner Henderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Mayor Bray.
Aye. And the last ordinance we are adopting, we read 2 weeks ago, so I would ask the city clerk to please read it.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a surety agreement with Chapman Property Development LLC, accepting a subdivision surety bond in an amount of $150,000, accepting the street acceptance plat for Melanie Lane, and accepting the dedication of public right-of-way and public improvements. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance authorizes the mayor to execute a surety agreement with Chapman Property Development LLC, accept a $150,000 surety bond, and accepts the street acceptance plat for Melanie Lane. This ordinance further accepts the dedication of public right-of-way and public improvements with city maintenance responsibilities to begin only after all required public improvements are completed, inspected, and formally accepted.
So move.
Second.
Commissioner Thomas, do you have any questions on this one in particular?
Just to make sure I heard it right, so we're accepting that $100,000 bond, is that?
Yes, it's the plat and approval, and so
Gotcha.
typically what happens in these instances is that surety agreement is put in, so in case the developer does not meet their obligations, we can call that bond and finish off that work.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
good.
I think if there's no other questions, I think I'd ask the city clerk to please call roll.
Commissioner Henderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Mayor Bray.
Aye. And we have two ordinances to introduce. The first one is, has to do with rental occupancy, and I'd ask the city clerk to please read it, and then we will discuss.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners introduce an ordinance entitled, an ordinance repealing and replacing Chapter 42 of the Code of Ordinances relating to rental occupancy permits and inspections. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance repeals and replaces Chapter 42 of the Paducah Code of Ordinances related to the registration, permitting, and inspection of rental dwelling units. Rental dwelling units consisting of 1 and 2 family units are subject to enforcement and shall be registered with the Fire Prevention Office by July 1 of each year. Failure to register shall result in a $100 fine per unit. A moratorium allows units occupied before March 1, 2026 to register without fine by January 1, 2027. New rental units must be registered within 30 days of availability. Landlords must apply annually for rental occupancy permits by July 1, providing detailed contact information for owners, agents, and responsible persons, along with the property addresses for units. The annual permitting and inspection fee shall be $50 per unit, not to exceed $500 total for all units owned by a single property owner. Permits shall be valid for 1 fiscal year. Standards for issuance shall include substantial code compliance, possession of a business license, payment of all applicable city taxes, fees, and liens. Procedures are set forth whereby inspection shall occur annually with discretionary authorization for self-attestation in lieu of on-site inspections. Inspection shall verify compliance with building, electrical, fire, and property maintenance codes. Procedures for follow-up inspections and associated fines are set forth. Inspection policies prioritize geographic distribution, tax delinquency, landlord compliance history, and police reports of criminal activity. Procedures are set forth for the violation of code, triggering written notices and a correction period, as well as for denial for suspension notices, appeal rights, requirements for vacating tenants, and public posting on the premises. Criminal and nuisance violations triggering revocation of rental dwelling unit permits are set forth, as well as procedures for notification to property owners and tenants and requirements for eviction. The ordinance provides suspensions, revocations, or denials shall be appealed within 5 days to the Deputy Chief or Battalion Chief of Fire Prevention, and if upheld, further appeal may be made to the Code Enforcement Board. Appeals related to the state fire code matters are held in advance, pending final decision by the local appeals board pursuant to KRS Chapter 227.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so I'll kick this off. When we introduced, this is the first reading of a rental occupancy ordinance. When we had the first reading some time ago, we had quite a bit of feedback from landlords. And so we took that feedback seriously. Deputy Chief Cherry and myself met with a rather large group of landlords, and we have incorporated a lot of their feedback into this. There are some really key things that I want to point out. First of all, if somebody is a landlord, is renting property in the city of Paducah, they are required to register. That is very key. We know where a lot of our landlords are, but I suspect we don't know where a lot of them are as well. And so there are fines for lack of registration. There is a grace period this particular year, but everybody has to register if you're renting a place. We are in the final stages of developing the checklist that an inspector will actually be using with these units, and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but we will be sharing that with landlords as well, and we'll share it with all the commission once that's finalized, so you can take a look at that. You know, I told Deputy Chief Cherry that one of the things that we must do is we must balance, the need to make sure that we get everybody inspected with the fact that a lot of these landlords this is not their primary job. You know, they have other jobs and they're not always available for inspections. So we're going to have flexibility to work with the landlords. And then they're going to have flexibility with us as well, but we're going to try to work together. Our intent is not to penalize good landlords out there, but is to make sure that the folks that are renting places in Paducah are safe. I've spent a lot of time looking at, there's a housing crisis in the United States, and certainly in Paducah and McCracken County. And one of the things that we have a large percentage of folks of rental houses, apartments in Paducah, and so this, I believe, is an important ordinance for us to get out there on the street and begin working with it to try to keep people as safe as possible. But we always have to balance the interests of the landlords. We don't want to get in the way of a relationship between a landlord and their tenant. That's not our intent at all. And certainly we want to provide the opportunity for any tenants who are concerned about anything going on with their rental units that they can confidentially get in touch with the inspection department to let them know. And so we've talked about that. And, we have this new app, and not everybody's downloaded the app yet, but it's a perfect vehicle to allow people, to provide confidential statements, information, to the city where we can go out and inspect. So we'll be, promoting that as part of this process as well. Those are the notes that I had made that I wanted to cover.
I think,
Sorry.
I've had some landlords to reach out. I've talked to a few. And I think that one of the things, and you alluded to it, or you've said it, is that this is not an opportunity for us to beat up on landlords or to kick landlords, and particularly those who are doing a good job. However, what was said to me, and I think it's fair, is that, and this is the whole relationship piece that we don't have much to say about, but I think it is fair that tenants also be held accountable, just as we're wanting to hold landlords accountable, and that translates into taking care of the apartment. That translates into calling a landlord when something breaks down and not 6 months later. That translates into not putting holes in walls and things like that, which does exist, and I've seen some of that. So I just wanted to do that. This is about the landlords and the tenants. So I just thought I would say.
Can I say something? I had moved to a place on loan property on 1601 North 11th Street.
George, it's not appropriate for you to be speaking at this time.
Drugs involved, and the city didn't do nothing about it.
George, please. Thank you. Anybody else have any comments?
Oh, I think it's good. I like that. Kudos to you, Mayor. You did spend a lot of time on this and trying to work it so it was the best possible ordinance that meets the city's needs, but also keeps landlords and tenants in mind. So thank you.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. I appreciate that you
It's a lot of
met
work.
with the landlords. That was a big deal and a big undertaking to get to hear from them, so thank you for that. And to the staff as well. I know y'all have done a lot of work on it, so thank you.
Well, one of the things I've learned since getting elected, I guess, is that, when you want to get something done, you just don't sit back up here and all you all know this, especially those of you who've been in office longer than me, sit up here and just make decisions. You have to engage with people and listen, and try to get something done that's best for all concerned. I mean, that's what we're trying to do is and it's tough, but.
Yeah, and I think you've done that. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. And then we have one other ordinance to read for the, introduced tonight, and I'd ask the city clerk to read that one.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners introduce an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2025-06-8847 entitled, an ordinance adopting the City of Paducah, Kentucky annual operating budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026 by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of city government. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance amends the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026 as adopted by ordinance number 2025-06-8847 by the following reappropriations. Increase revenue and expenditures for the Capital Projects Fund by $425,337 and $675,337 respectively. increase expenditures for the radio fund by $211,000, increase revenue and expenditures for the investment fund by $100,000, increase revenue and expenditures for the grant fund by $252,950 and $2,950 respectively, increase revenue and expenditures for the health insurance fund by $500,100, increase revenue and expenditures for the insurance fund by $88,600.
So moved.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Audra, welcome.
Thank you, City Manager, City Clerk. Tonight, I'm presenting to you a budget amendment to address adjustments that have been identified since the adoption of the fiscal 2026 budget. So these adjustments cross several categories, including those that are resulting from action that we've taken, such as grant awards and agreements that we've entered into, as well as there's some adjustments in there to reflect better information now that we have 6 months into the budget year. Does anybody have any questions about any of them in particular?
Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, did we do this last year?
And historically, we've done towards the end of the year and do typically one budget amendment. However, and Audra, I think, rightfully pointed out that we need to take the opportunity not to let it all pile up and come back at one and do that at least biannually, if not more often as needed, because it actually then allows us to reflect on our forward-facing information to the public, the actualities of what we are and where we are in that.
So does this have to do with the total budget in terms of receipts versus expenses, or is it really just within the overall budget that we've approved?
This is related to at the fund level. So, for example, we have a new grant that's going to run through the Capital Projects Fund, so we need to increase the revenue of that fund and the expense of that fund.
And that's a grant that we've gotten since the fiscal year started?
Yes, everything that we're talking about tonight, has to do with some agreements that we've made. For example, the riverfront loan payoff that we talked about, that's included in here. Grants, there is a few items that need to be adjusted based on new information in the insurance fund. This takes care of the budget cleanup for what we discussed back in November regarding the health insurance fund. We increased the city's contribution and the premium amount. So this just cleans all of that up. And the way that we adopt the budget is at the fund level. So that is the level in which we approve the amendment. So this is not line item to line item adjustments.
Okay. Any questions from commissioners? Okay. All right. Thank you very much for being here. And then we have one discussion item tonight, and I'm excited to introduce Director Chris Yarber, who is our Director of Public Works. And one of the things I failed to mention about our guest tonight, Ken Herndon, in Louisville, he's actually the chairman or vice chairman of the Public Works Committee, that kind of oversees public works in Louisville. And so that committee's taking a little heat about snow removal, just like we've taken a little heat about snow removal lately as well. But
I
welcome, Chris.
Maybe we'll have time to share some comments. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for having me this evening. I won't take much of your time. We do have a short presentation. As you can see, this is in regards to a service provided by Public Works in bulk item pickup, part of the trash service that's provided by the city. Over several years, commissioners and public have asked, for bulk item pickup, and we just never implemented a program. We have the cleanup day that we have annually. The problem with that is some people don't have the ability to get the stuff to you. So Mayor Bray had asked us to look at this item again and charged us to come up with a program that we thought we could work. So we'd come up with a bulk item collection pilot program. Everyone in the city is going to benefit from it, but it's not something we're going to say, hey, we're going to do this every time. We're going to give it a go, see how it works, and learn from it and try to improve and see what we can do after that. So we're asking for permission to do that as well. So I think this will be exciting for everyone. Why household bulk item collection pilot program? Well, we know it aligns with the quality of life commission priority. It's been discussed and requested numerous times. The community interest, and also promote community cleanliness and overall neighborhood appearance. First of all, the charge for public works solid waste is to keep the city clean. In everything that we do as a city and service provider, we always need the help of the public. So we'll pick it up, but you got to put it where we need you to put it so we can get everyone's yard cleaned up and things like that. It's really, really a good idea. With this pilot program, we're going to allow up to 3 large items per household. Bulk items that don't fit in the rollout is what we consider for this program. It could be anything from a couch, a chair, a love seat. No larger than a couch or a standard appliance. One thing I failed to realize is some dressers and things like that may be larger than that. So we will, dressers, headboards, mattresses, bulk items we'll pick up. This is just an example of what it should look like. Is that
Funny.
one you set out? The pilot program, these are 3 separate items. You can see this item has multiple pieces, but it's considered one item because it is used as one item. So this is the idea of what it should look like on the curbside. It may be a stove or other items. All existing solid waste rules will apply during the pilot program. And what that means is there are prohibited items such as electronic scrap, tires, construction or demolition materials, hazardous waste, appliances containing Freon without proper documentation, propane tanks, and flammable materials and batteries. These are items that we do not select. That list does seem long, but there's a reason why we don't need to pick up any of these items curbside. It's not the right environment to do so.
Let me
Yes,
ask
sir.
you, so, for instance, a refrigerator, which Freon is like a term for, Freon isn't used,
Correct.
in a newer appliance, it's just a very old appliance, right?
Correct.
So,
Now, the newer appliances do have I should say coolant.
yeah,
I shouldn't say Freon. They have.
okay. So if I put a 10-year-old refrigerator out, we shouldn't pick that up unless, how do they provide the documentation? You know what I'm getting at?
I understand. To have something a coolant properly removed from an appliance, you have to contact someone that's using an HVAC company or someone that's certified to recover that gas properly, and then they'll tag the appliance that's been removed properly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Most instances nowadays, you rarely see appliances that have coolant because if you buy a refrigerator, Lowe's will take the old refrigerator or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Not all people can buy from places that will take your old, so there are avenues to do it. Maybe in the future, not this go around, we can set something up where you call us if you do have something with coolant in it, and we can set you up with a contractor that may recover that and help keep the costs down to the citizens, but that's something to consider.
That's a good idea.
Notice for these items, I put on here spring cleanup of 2026. We are having our organizational meeting in the next few days, and we'll know the exact date of the cleanup. So we hope you can participate in the curbside pickup. It'll be easier for the residents because we'll come to you. But if there's something that we can't collect curbside, don't forget we have our spring cleanup we'll be advertising for real soon. This is just another example of what's not allowed. Remember, this is a bulk item program. This is just a bunch of little items. So there is a place for this. We call these pay pals, but this is not the intent of this program. We want to try to keep it clean and efficient so we can see what it would really take for us to do this type of program.
Could you explain the PayPal, just so
Yes,
folks?
I apologize. The PayPal is just more than what would normally fit in your regular residential rollout, but it's not bulk items, what we consider bulk items. Furniture, it could be dressers, tricycles, little toys, or anything like that. Those are called PayPals that we would charge you a minimum fee to come pick that type of stuff up.
Typically, how much is that fee?
Typically, it starts around $25.
It's very reasonable.
Very reasonable, very reasonable. Remember, the idea is to keep the city clean and cover our expenses, not to go any further. If any prohibited items are included at the property, none of the bulk items will be collected. But we will contact the property owner and try to get the issue resolved before we leave that area. Because once we come through with this pilot program, we're not coming back. And that's just to keep it efficient and be sure we can get everyone that has something out.
I just want to point out how important communication is, and I know you guys do a great job of that, but keeping property owners in the loop on anything that you're doing is very important. I know we got, folks' telephone numbers, addresses, all that.
Yes, sir.
But that is very important.
Okay. And we will try to expand on, I heard someone mention earlier the app that the city has, do some really specific, it would have been a really big help for us to, all citizens be registered for that, to get information regarding solid waste pickup and snow removal. So
Boy, isn't that the truth? Wow. Yeah.
we're going to push for that and get that done.
Yeah, that's something, that's a separate discussion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to get after that.
I apologize
Nothing to apologize
for
for.
bringing it up.
Oh, yeah, that.
Items that are not picked up must be removed by the following week. I don't think this will be an issue because if there's something left out there, there's a reason why, and we will be in contact with the property owner or homeowner or resident for that reason. The way the program will work, we will pick up it'll be picked up by zone, one zone per week. So if your trash is picked up on Tuesday, you'll be the first week of that month. If it's picked up on Wednesday, you'll be the second week of that month. Items must be placed at curbside no later than Sunday of the scheduled pickup week. And this is just an idea of the collection calendar. It's straightforward, it'll be clean, we'll be in that area, sweeping the area for the week and getting prepared for the next week.
And with that, so for the week, so if, trying to understand it, is it only on their trash pickup day or is it that whole week if you come by and you see something, you'll get it?
No, we only go by your residence once for bulk item. That's why we're requesting you put it out on Sunday. We won't be able to just keep going through. And the reason we can't do that, we're trying to make it as efficient or should run as efficient as possible, is because we don't know how many people are going to participate. We don't want to set up a program that we get so far behind because so many participate that we can't provide the schedule.
So what you're saying is you don't know exactly what day that week you're going to pick up.
Right, but
Even
it
though
will be that week.
it will be that week, and you're asking it to be out on Sunday.
Before the week, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And-
So if you're zone one, so my trash is picked up on Tuesday, and so the first week of March, everybody that has their trash picked up on Tuesday will be that first week of March. And so if I had something, I'd sit it out on Sunday night. However, they may not get to it until Wednesday, depending on where I live in that zone.
Right.
So, but if you took a chance and put it out there on Tuesday, you
You may
could
not
be a
get it.
winner, but you could be a loser.
They could come out Monday and you don't get it picked up. Right, that's right.
Just want to make sure that
Yeah.
we were understanding.
Yeah.
Next steps, of course, input and your thoughts of what you would like to see. Advertising the pilot program. We chooses that with the help of our PIO, of course, Pam. Household mailers, social media, CD website, radio ads. We'll come back, assess the program. We'll have spring cleanup day, and then we'll decide how we can expand, put the numbers together, and report back to you how it went.
Well, I'll start. I mean, this is something, actually when we went through the process of looking at what our expenses were in refuge, and we decided to, have a price increase, which we hadn't had in, I can't remember.
12 years.
12 years or
Yes,
something.
yes.
But when we did that, we incorporated curbside recycling at no charge, which we've had tremendous 50+% increase in curbside recycling. Thank you, everybody. And we wanted to incorporate some sort of bulk item pickup. So this is our introduction of that program to see if we can manage it, with our current equipment, personnel, and schedule.
Now, no matter what, we're going to get the stuff picked up.
Right.
It's just a matter of, do we want to do that again?
Right.
Or let's
Right.
do it again.
So we'll figure that out, but that's,
Yes.
it seems like a very logical approach if we can make it work.
It's just a comment is, I know there are a lot of people that want to pick up appliances. You might have some independent people working these zones, picking up appliances.
Yeah, I
mean,
wasn't gonna bring it up.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I'm just-
Anytime in this community, you set something out that's in decent shape, somebody may pick it up. So I want to ask homeowners to be patient. I want to ask the people that may do that to be respectful of other people's property as we go through this process, because we just want everyone to remain safe. But I set things out and people will take it. So it's good. It's good. It's recycle, reuse.
Yeah.
Any other questions, input, or thoughts?
Chris, just for clarification, we are talking about residential, not commercial.
That's correct.
And not apartment complexes,
That's
correct?
It is residential. The apartment complex is just too much in a small space to handle.
Right.
And what about downtown? So I guess, well, those are apartments mainly downtown, or condos, or, okay.
I think it's a great start. Knock on wood, hope it goes well. Let's hope it's manageable. I mean, if it is, we'll figure that out. If it's not, we'll drop back, punt, and
Yep.
figure out what the next steps are.
Good deal. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, city manager, any comments?
One, Commission, you may have seen when you came in this evening, or may not have, but the next time that you drive by City Hall, you may notice that we've been prepping the outside of the building. We had cleaning that's done ever so often. They've been doing that, but also in our planters around City Hall. We've had a problem and an issue keeping living things in some of those planters. And so we began the process of removing those dead bushes and items out. Because we will be having some additional work, we will not be going right back in with plantings because they may be damaged with that additional work. But I just wanted to give you and the public a knowledge of what we are doing. We do have plans to go back in and fill those planters in at some point in the future. We just don't know how soon that will with the work that's going on.
Thank you, city manager. Commissioners, comments? We're all good? Okay. So we are going to have an executive session tonight, and we do anticipate taking action when we come out. And I'll ask the city clerk to please read the motion.
A proposed motion of the Board of Commissioners to go into closed session for discussion of matters pertaining to the following topics: a specific proposal by a business entity where public discussion of the subject matter would jeopardize the location, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business entity as permitted by KRS 61.810 subsection 1G.
So move. Second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas? Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Bray?
Aye. please ask our city clerk to read the proposed motion.
A proposed motion that the Board of Commissioners adopt a municipal order entitled, "A Municipal Order Approving a Development Agreement Providing Certain Incentives for the Property Located at 3470 James Sanders Boulevard, and authorizing the mayor to execute all documents related thereto."
So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Bray?
Aye. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So move. Second.
And I'd ask the city clerk to call roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Aye.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Bray?
Aye.